Hello, my loves. I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being here, where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this topic is the narcissist will never give you closure for a reason. There's quite a few reasons, but they all come down to the same thing. Now, when the narcissist discards you, or when the relationship ends, or when you're having an argument or just a general conversation and asking a simple question a lot of the time, they will never give you resolution. Yeah? They'll never give you a straight answer. You go round the merry-go-round in the relationship. So why would the end of the relationship be any different is a thing to know about this. And we want closure after an argument. We want closure after a breakup. What is closure? Closure is the understanding, right, of where the relationship went wrong, where two people come together and with a view to communicating like where the bottleneck was in the relationship, what wasn't resolvable, and coming to some kind of peaceful understanding of why it doesn't go forward or why an argument occurred or a conversation, right? But the goal of the narcissist isn't to give you joy, resolution and peace. It's to keep you in chaos, distraction, dysfunction and confusion. So they won't give you closure in an argument. I remember asking my ex, he wanted to give one of my things away, and I just asked him, who was he giving it to? I wanted to know. He's like, doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You know, he wouldn't ever give me a straight answer on anything. Why? Because it was creating trauma in me. It would create negative emotion, but negative emotion is very highly energetically charged, is what I teach people. So in the psychic realm, they get a hit from you. They get a life force siphoning of energy every time you're very energetically charged. So even though they're negative emotions they stir up, the reason they do it is because they have very high energetic charges. I talk a lot more about this in my program Sovereign, but the fact is that like the narcissist wants you trauma bonded so that they can still siphon your energy. The more you ruminate about them, the more you go around in circles, the more you talk about it with a lot of energy, right? The more they're receiving an energetic hit in the psychic realm. They're literally harvesting your energy from you, right? So there's no peace and resolution in the relationship, and there's no peace and resolution after it ended. My dad discarded me after years and years of abuse, and it wasn't like a big bust up or anything. He just never spoke to me again. The only thing that led up to that was there was one time in my life where I stood up to him and he was aggressively bullying me in my apartment, and I just said to him, I'm not going to let you ever talk to me like that again. And ever since that day, he never spoke to me again. I tried to reach out to him. He said, I don't know how we could ever rebuild the relationship. But what had really happened was I'd woken up. I'd been in therapy. I'd understood that I was being abused. And I didn't tell him that, but I just drew a boundary. And narcissists hate boundaries, right? So in the relationship, it goes on a cycle of devaluation and discard. You may not have been discarded by a narcissist, but you would have been devalued by one, right? And so what we tend to want to do as healthier people who want a relationship to grow, is fix the relationship. So we spend a lot of time trying to solve the problem, right? But what you have to understand in the narcissistic abuse cycle is the other person just wants to keep the problem in play. So much as we exasperate ourselves trying to reason with the narcissist, trying to grow, trying to fix the relationship, trying to explain ourselves, we're wasting our time and energy. And the narcissist is getting a hit from it. They're getting like an energetic high where you feel drained and exhausted and tired of like trying and saying the same thing and going around the same cycles, right? Because they don't want resolution. They get a charge off it. Right? The whole thing about gaslighting is not giving you a clear answer and, you know, just making you think everything's your fault and you're to blame and confusing you, distorting your sense of reality. That's what the narcissist wants to do. So you think everything's your fault, you can't fix it, you keep trying harder. That's what I did with my family, harder and harder and harder, when they don't want you ever to come to resolution, and they certainly don't have any empathy or care about how you feel. So you can't fully exist in that relationship because you have to be able to cut yourself off from your feelings and your emotions and what you need, what you want and need, which is not a healthy way to live. So if you want to break this cycle for good, join Sovereign. That's my program. You're going to get 50% off if you pay in full, right? just know like what's going on. Keep breaking I did a video yesterday and I talk in that one about cognitive dissonance. You've got to break the cognitive dissonance. We've got to be real with what we're really dealing with. Trying to, in a healthy relationship, if you pour love on someone, they tend to grow and thrive. With a narcissist, it's a black hole. The more you love them, the worse they get. It's the only type of human on the planet, really, that doesn't grow and thrive from more love. They actually just are a black hole, and we start deteriorating. You know, you pour love on anything else, it grows. When we are, you know, in a loving state of being, it's good for our well-being. When we're in these cycles, it's very, very bad for our health, mentally, emotionally, physically, and energetically. Right? There's a lot of damage that gets done in here. So the narcissist will never give you closure. They don't want to give you closure. They're not going to explain. A lot of people are spending so much time trying to understand why the narcissist is acting the way they are. The very simple answer is because they're a narcissist. They're soul detached, acting with an entity of consciousness we're calling narcissism, and they all act in the same sequence and in very similar ways, right? It's textbook. Now, not all sociopaths are narcissists, but all narcissists are sociopaths. They've got no empathy, they've got an agenda, and they want to harvest your energy. They don't want resolution, they don't want the things you want, they do not share your values. They might mimic your values and pretend and speak as if they do, but when it comes down to it, their actions won't add up to their words, and they will not act in ways that are conducive of forming a bond, a closer, intimate bond, a true connection. What they will form with you that keeps you on the hook, sometimes for decades after you break up with them if you don't heal, is a trauma bond. And that's the goal. The whole relationship isn't built on love, it's built on trauma bonding. Highs and lows, the narcissistic cycle, keeping you disconnect, not detach. You don't detach from yourself, but you disconnect from yourself. You disconnect from your true essence. Coming home is the answer. Sovereignty is the answer. So if you want to join Sovereign, the notes are in the comments. Please keep liking, subscribing and sharing. I am doing another draw, so if you share a video and email me that you've shared, I'll enter you into the draw to win Sovereign on the 1st of March. If you've already bought Sovereign, you'll win a free session with me. Lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.